Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, the Ukrainians report a massive missile attack on Russia, on the Crimean Peninsula. I think about 20 Storm Shadow missiles. Now, was this that attempt to blow up the Kerch Bridge? Remember, I've been saying these guys will try to blow the Kerch Bridge up by flooding the Russian defense systems. That means these guys are shooting from 20, 30, 50, whatever drones and missiles you send, one or two or three missiles successfully will damage the objective, which should be the Kerch Bridge, the Crimean Bridge. So let me give you two articles here with details. One coming from the Telegraph, the other one coming from Sputnik. So let's start with the Telegraph, because they tell us about the success of the Ukrainians, and Sputnik will tell us about the success of the Russians. Obviously, right? The Telegraph, today, January 31st, 2024. Ukraine launches massive Storm Shadow missile attack on Crimea. Ukraine launched a massive missile barrage against 4 Russian military positions in the occupied Crimea on Wednesday, today. The head of the Ukraine Air Force praised a cleansing of Crimea from the Russian presence. This is dangerous. When you say cleansing, that means the Russians are dirty. When you do that, remember the Nazis called a specific group as being this and a group being that. That was not good. So why should it be good here? The Ukrainian Air Force's involvement indicated that British Storm Shadow missiles fired from Kiev's jets were used in the raid. It came a day after Ukrainian forces struck a radar station used by air defense systems in northwestern Crimea. Explosions and active surface-to-air interceptors were reported in the major port city of Sevastopol and the nearby military airfield of Belbek. So let's see what those things are. So here is the Crimean Peninsula, and let's see where Sevastopol is. Sevastopol is right in the south. This is right here. So this is where they tried to attack, this right here. And Sevastopol, according to this article. So let's see what else these guys are saying. Footage of the strike at the Russian airbase shared on social media appeared to show a huge plume of smoke rising into the sky. A second video showed another missile striking near the source of the smoke. Lieutenant General Mykola Oleshchuk, the head of Ukraine's Air Force, said, and I'm quoting, "Ukrainian aviators will definitely return home to their native airfield. And now, I thank everyone who joined the cleansing of Crimea from the Russian presence." Be careful. The Russian Ministry of Defense claimed it had shot down a salvo of 20 Ukrainian missiles over the Black Sea and the occupied peninsula, which Moscow illegally annexed in 2014. No, it was a referenda, and then the guys voted to join Russia. Democracy, people, decided that, right? Yeah, people's rule. That's how it was. Like Kosovo, even better than Kosovo, because in Kosovo it was the elected officials who voted for the independence, not the people in a referenda. These guys did in a direct democracy, direct vote. Isn't that great? Democracy, mass democracy. Fragments from downed missiles also crashed into a military unit in Lyubimovka, which is near the Belbek air base. The Kremlin said there were no damage to any aviation equipment in its statement, while Crimea's Russian-installed governor said there had been no casualties as a result of the Ukrainian strikes. The Telegraph was unable to verify either side's claims. Well, I'm going to look where that Belbek air base is. Just so they said next to Sevastopol anyway, but we're going to find it. The missile attack came after one of Kiev's most senior generals suggested it was poised to launch a renewed counteroffensive to dislodge Russian forces, which could come as soon as the early spring. All right, well, let's see where that airbase supposedly is, shall we? Now, let me tell you this. I don't know how familiar you are with this reality, actually. Sometimes, how should I put it? People, after a long illness, and they're about to die, let's put it this way, they have about, before they die, in about 24 hours to 48 hours, they feel better. They're like they're rejuvenated. And everybody think, oh my God, look, he recovered, he's going to survive. And then, fuck, dies. That happened in many, many cases with people who are very, very ill. They feel better one day, and then the next day they die. So maybe this is exactly what the Ukrainians launched 20 Storm Shadow missiles. This is the last jerk, like the spasm of a dying fish. Where you cut his head, he's like, puck, 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 puck. That's it. So let me see where that airbase is. So this is what I found. Sevastopol International Airport, and say a military airfield in Belbek, a village near Sevastopol, Crimea, was also used for civilian aviation. So named Sevastopol International Airport Belbek. So that's what it is, and they show it right here. And we're gonna look on the map to see it. So it's a bit north of it's right here. I can show you over here, but it's right here. This area, see this little black thing over here? We're gonna find it. Where the hell is it? Right here. That thing is that thing over there. So this is where the airport is, north a little bit of Sevastopol. Okay, so let's go now to the Russian article. It comes from Sputnik. Russian air defense destroys 20 Ukraine missiles over Black Sea, Crimea, defense minister claims. All right. The Russian air defense systems on duty destroyed 17 Ukrainian missiles over the Black Sea and another 3 over Crimean Peninsula. At about 1700, which is 5 o'clock p.m. Moscow time, an attempt by the Kiev regime to carry out a terrorist attack using 20 aircraft-guided missiles at facilities on the territory of Russia was prevented. On-duty air defense systems destroyed 17 Ukrainian missiles over the Black Sea and 3 more over the Crimean Peninsula, the statement said. Fragments of the Ukrainian missiles fell on the territory of a military unit in the area from the settlement of Lyubimovka in Crimea, but there is no damage to aircraft. All right, man. What do you think? Well, what do I think? Or what do you think? All we know is these guys launched a massive missile attack over Crimea. I think some reached their targets, some were downed. Now details, liars, pants on fires. Nothing about Crimean bridge, which is far from where they attacked actually, which tells me they want the Storm Shadow missiles. No, the German Taurus missiles. Those are 500 kilometers. So this is where they want to do it. So they attacked this one. This was just, I think this was a test. Because look, if they attacked from here, the airplanes didn't come too close. Okay, about what, 300 kilometers, 200 kilometers, the Storm Shadows. From here, they attacked here. They don't dare probably to come in this way to launch here. But probably next time they're going to try from Zaporozhye Oblast right here, straight over. I think that's going to be the next one. I think, as I said many times before, the Ukrainians will destroy the Kerch Bridge. It will be destroyed, or at least they will try hard to do it. And I don't see how come they can't. Out of 20, 30, I think this was just a test. 20 missiles, we'll see. If you send 20 missiles to the Kerch Bridge, let's see how many are successful. These guys obviously monitored the results and say, okay, out of 20, 3 reached the target. 3 would be enough to destroy the bridge. I don't know. We'll find out. And I'm going to let you know when that happened. I'm not wishing for it, but I think it's a given. It's going to happen. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.